Hello. So it's fair to say that all classrooms have poor readers, and teachers go to great lengths to scaffold these learners. One aim of the new junior cycle, however, is to develop students as independent learners. In junior cycle science, students will engage with science text from numerous sources. In this video, we will show you how one online tool could be used to scaffold poor readers in engaging with electronic text. So throughout their 3 years of junior cycle science, students will develop their communication skills by carrying out and communicating research. Let's think about students carrying out research in the context of Physical World Learning Outcome 8. Students should be able to research and discuss the ethical and sustainability issues that arise from our generation and consumption of electricity. Let's take an example of a student in first year carrying out research on the impact of offshore wind farms on the environment. So in the course of their research, this student might come across this article on Science News. Using readabilityscore.com, I can find out that this article has a reading age of 12 to 13 years. Many first years would be well able to cope with the text, particularly if they've been developing their science reading skills. But for a poor reader, it is difficult to access the content of this article because the reading age is too high. And also the layout of the article means that there are many distractions from the core text. Let me just copy the URL to show you what this student could do to help themselves. Having copied the URL, the student can now go to another site called rewordify.com. Here the student can simplify the English of the website and get rid of the distractors. A student can log in and set up an account, build up a vocabulary bank and customize the system. But I'm just going to paste in that URL that we copied to see what are the basics of how this works. So now I've pasted in the URL and I'm going to ask the site rewordify.com to rewordify the text. So I now have a new version of the website. And if I scroll down, you can see that there are words highlighted all the way down. These are words that have been changed from the original text. And if a student clicks on them, they can see what was the word in the original text. They can also choose whether or not to add this word as into their vocabulary bank. This might be enough for many students, but Rewordify can do more if a student needs it. So if I go back to the rewordify.com site, I can see that I can ask it to also rewordify web page text only. Let's click on this and see what happens. Now you can see that I've got rid of all the other distractors. I still have my highlighted text, but for a lot of readers, this makes it much easier to deal with. I can still click on and see what were the words that have been replaced, but also if I hover or go over any word, I can get a dictionary meaning for it. This would be very useful, particularly for students for whom English is not their first language. There are other uses to Rewordify, all of which are outlined in this teacher's PDF, which is available on the website for you to print off and consider. So this is just one example of an online tool that can be used to help poor readers become independent learners. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.